Welcome to Auntie Didi's Tales from the Motherland, where the animals talk, the skies remember, and every tale holds a little bit of magic. My name is Auntie Didi, the chief storyteller from Auntie Didi's Tales from the Motherland on YouTube. And today I'll be talking to you about storytelling as a tool for community building. What's in the picture? This picture has intrigued folks for generations. What's behind the mystery of her smile? What does she know? What is she thinking about? They say a story is worth 1,000 words. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. This picture is worth $1 billion. What if I was to tell you a tale of 1,000 words? What picture would it conjure in your mind? Would it be a picture that will form perception, drive action, or influence change across generations? What if I was to tell you a picture of a little girl who was forced to work as a slave in her own home? Eventually, she gets saved by a handsome prince. Would that tell you as a girl that all you have to do is wait for a handsome prince to come to you? And if within that story there was an evil stepmother, does that mean that all stepmothers are evil? How about the beautiful woods that Little Red Riding Hood tracked through? Would that make you afraid of the woods? I personally love the woods. I find them very relaxing. But maybe you would think there are bad, big, ugly things in the forest because there's a bad, big wolf that not only has enough space to gobble up grandma, but still have enough space to gobble up Little Red Riding Hood after. Or maybe it is Superman with his big, strong muscles and laser beam vision, able to bring about justice where crime prevails. Does that mean that cowardice is accepted? After all, no one gave you a red cape. What's in the tale? Okay, those are all fantasies. Let's go to real-life legends. How about this great gentleman, Gandhi, who with a white cloth was able to inspire peace through dialogue? Or this great man who told us about his dream, not Joseph the Dreamer, but Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King told us of his dream, influenced action, and today we are living in that dream. What's in the tale? Mother Teresa, through her saintly generosity, influenced kindness for street kids. Or Margaret Thatcher, in a time where women were supposed to be graceful, seen or not heard, this iconic leader pursued reforms that changed Britain's economic situation. When I was growing up, if you were disciplined and firm as a woman, you were called a Margaret Thatcher. What's in the tale? Spartans. I grew up hearing about Spartans, taken from childhood and trained all through to adulthood, recognizing that they had an identity, Spartan. That identity of strength, of courage, of focus, of discipline. That identity that helped them understand that they were part of a unit. That identity that gave them purpose, recognizing that each and every one of them was responsible for one thing, which was to ensure that no Spartan was enslaved. They would rather die on a battlefield than become a slave to a king. What's in a tale? Join me to the motherland when I tell you a tale of Mr. Tortoise. It's not my tale, and I do not know what country it came from, but I will tell you, Mr. Tortoise all across Africa is known for his cunning and wisdom. In this tale, Tortoise bears the consequences of his actions. Listen. Now, once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom in the motherland, where the animals reigned and lived happily without any influence from humankind, they peacefully lived with each other, navigating systems and nature. Now, as nature is precarious and sometimes often has a mind of its own, nature decided to hold back the rain for a time, and so there was famine in the land. The animals starved and wondered, when would the next rainfall come? How would they get their next meal? Tortoise was among them, walking through the streets in the village, pondering where he would find something to eat because he was starving. And all of a sudden, he heard a noise, chittering and murmuring, and from a flock of birds. What's happening? He was excited. There seems to be an excitement in the air, and that must mean that there's something good. The birds fly high up in the sky, so maybe they have seen something that we don't know yet. And so he tiptoed across, trying to listen and hear what was going on. Sure enough, there was something exciting. You see, the birds had been invited by the spirits of the skies to come for a feast, because after all, the flapping of their wings created a nice breeze that the spirits enjoyed. And so they said, while the animals were starving, why don't you fly on up and partake in the feasts? Oh, Mr. Tortoise, that's you. What have you heard? Oh, don't worry. Your secret is safe with me. It's a great thing that you have, that invitation. You should know that not just anybody is invited to kingdoms. You see, I myself have traveled many kingdoms, have been a guest of many kings. I even followed my cousin, the turtle, to the kingdom beneath the seas. I know a thing or two about being the guest of a king. You see, there's an etiquette, a decorum, a being that comes with being the guest of the king. I hope as you're going up there, you know what the etiquette is. Because you see, one wrong move could send you kicked out or even killed. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, how are we gonna do? What am I gonna do? Oh my God. The birds tweeted. What they were excited about had now become a thing of fear. They had never gone to any kingdoms. They just flew around, had a merry time, and came and landed and settled. What did they know about etiquette, decorum, or kingdom policies? What were they going to do? Oh, don't you worry. Don't you worry. If you don't mind, I'm happy to be your spokesperson. I will help you. Make sure that you are following the proper procedure and not getting into any trouble. Oh, Mr. Tortoise, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. We know we couldn't have done this without you. Thank you. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. Excuse me. Excuse me. Hello. Hello. Tweeted the little robin. Eventually, he was heard. How is the tortoise going to help us if he can't fly? Uh-oh. That was a problem. Indeed. How was the tortoise going to help them if he couldn't fly? The tortoise was wise. He was cunning. In a flash, he came up with a solution. That should be no hardship. You all are birds, different shapes, shades, breeds, and stripes. If you could just give me one feather, I'm sure that I should have enough that if I flapped my limbs, I should be able to fly up with you. Oh, that's a great idea. What's one feather out of the many that we have? Said the birds. And one by one, they trooped forward and gave Mr. Tortoise a feather. Before we go, in keeping with the decorum, one thing I must tell you. There is only one spokesperson that would go before the king. You almost remain silent before me. Not one word uttered before any of you. I myself will no longer be called Mr. Tortoise, but I shall be called everyone. Okay, anything you say, okay. They all agreed, and up and away they flew. Into the skies, where the tortoise was now everyone. You see, a beautifully told tale drives conviction. It builds hope, and it influences action. When you're able to move information from your head to your heart, where people believe, And then they're able to take the actions that manifest the impossible. What's in a tale? Let's go back to Mr. Tortoise. Oh, I'm sorry, everyone. As they journey onto the sky. So they got to the sky, where the spirits of the skies welcomed them with great singing, drumming, and dancing, because after all, these beautiful birds had for years created breeze for them to enjoy. Oh, you're welcome to our kingdom. We have long admired you from the skies, but this is the opportunity to show you the splendor of our kingdom. We have a feast laid out for you. Please enjoy. Thank you very much, Your Royal Highness. Thank you for inviting us to this place. Oh my goodness, what kind of creature is this? Can't imagine what must have happened on earth for the birds to become like this. But who do we know? What do we say? Okay, we will keep quiet. The spirits muttered amongst themselves on seeing Tortoise with all his feathers. Thank you for inviting us and thank you for the feast. We are most honored. We'll bring you good tidings. Just before we begin the feast, we just want to be clear so that we don't run afoul of any of you. Who is this feast for? Oh, it's for everyone. Oh, did you hear that? Tortoise said to the birds. Not one word. It's for everyone. And so the tortoise sat down, arranged himself, and began to eat. He ate and ate and ate and ate. And before you could imagine it, I could scarcely believe it myself. The tortoise finished every morsel of food on the 7-table banquet that had been laid out for the birds. Of course, the birds sat silently, afraid of saying a word because they didn't want to offend or go against decorum. But what was disbelief gave way to mountain rage. The spirits looked on in astonishment. What strange customs these people have. You can see them obviously hungry, but they stand watching while one and the ugliest of them sits to eat all the food. Oh well, what do they know? They might as well keep quiet. Okay, that has been a good meal. The birds look at him. The tortoise, who was now everyone, one by one, without saying a word, they filed forward and plucked their feathers. What are you doing? Stop that! I didn't do anything wrong. Stop it! Don't take. Go. Not one word they spoke, but all their feathers they took. Eventually, Tortoise was left without a feather. The spirits stood up and looked. Now they understood what had just happened. This greedy animal had cheated the birds, and now he was going to get his comeuppance. They took one look at him and said, well, you've eaten the food. We can't help you. Now it's time to go because you're a guest, and every guest has an expiry date. For you, Mr. Tortoise, yours is now. And with a very firm kick, it threw him out of the skies all the way down to the earth. Help me! Help me! Of course, no one was there to help. No one was willing to help. Tortoise, his tail made it possible for him to fly to the skies. However, his greed and trickery brought him crashing down to earth, where his shell was absolutely shattered. His wife crawled out, looked at him in disgust, but she was obliged to take care of him. But you know what happens when someone is unhappy? They do shoddy work. And so she pieced together his shell best as she could and left him to be by himself. And from that day onwards, Tortoise has had a cracked shell. You see, a tale beautifully told sparks creativity I sure would have liked to see the tortoise flying in the skies. Or maybe I have, in my mind. A tale beautifully told teaches values. One thing we sure learned across the motherland when we heard this tale was that trickery could only get you so far, but you would live with the consequences even on to generations. It develops character, and character shared builds culture. Because as we think, we do, and as we do, we are. For after all, what is culture? The way of life and belief systems of a people. Culture is the very definition and bond of community. Now, how do we build a community where everyone is accepted and thrives? What stories should we tell? Remembering that our stories form perceptions, drive actions, influences change. Do we tell stories about the kindness of your elderly neighbor? Making us learn that our elders are meant to be respected and protected, not abused. Do we tell tales about the joy of the young couple down the streets, making us recognize that love is a beautiful thing, despite how it comes? Do we tell tales about the laughter of kids playing in the park? No, their noise isn't a nuisance. It speaks to the innocence of their safety in a place where they can play and be and not be abused or kidnapped. Do we tell tales about teenagers singing and drumming on the street corner? They are not never-do-wells. They are having fun, and if you can, dance a jig with them. Who knows, one of them or all of them may be the next Grammy Award winner. Do we tell tales of colorful fashions of your racialized colleague? It's not gaudy. Color is a beautiful thing. Different is good. Do we tell tales about the tasty cuisine of a new and exciting restaurant down the block? Food is one of the few pleasures of life. Why not allow your tongue to discover the pleasures of the countries around the globe? What's in a tale? You see, stories inspire. Stories unite. Stories can quell fear and bring joy. Stories give hope, and we all do need hope. You see, with joy, hope, inspiration, and unity, we have everything. After all, we are in this together. So, what's in a tale? Everything. Thank you for listening to me today. I hope I've been able to inspire you to tell a story that brings us all together, that makes our community kinder, more loving, and generous to each and every one of us in it, so that we all can thrive. And if you like such stories, please feel free to join me on Auntie Didi's channel on YouTube, where I tell stories from the motherland, where the animals talk, the sky remembers, and every tale holds a little bit of magic. Thank you.